It is Saturday, March 9th, 2013, and today's screenshot of the day comes from Fearless Wynn of the Balmung server. Good morning, Eorzea. Now Celestine here, and we got a little bit of news, so let's dive right into the meat and potatoes today. Posted up on the developer's blog by our famous old Ni Soken-san, we've got a couple of new renditions for some of the Gridania-based songs to go along with the Limsa ones that were released previously. If you'll note in the text and the song music itself, he actually goes on to mention the fact that there's different themes for both day and night cycles for Gridania. He also kind of stipulates that there might be different themes for weather too, so that sounds particularly exciting. Go have a listen, it's actually really good. But that's pretty much it for what we have with the news. Let's dive into a little bit of the lore-based stuff again. It was quite well received yesterday, and figure might as well throw out a few more here and there whenever the news gets a little bit scarce. Now, it's not going to just be creatures. We're going to cover a little bit of other lore here and there, just little tidbits. And if anyone wants to come up with a name for the segment, feel free to shoot us a message either over on YouTube private messaging, the Lodestone forum, or you can even put it in the comments below. But without further ado, let's dive right into that subject. Today's monster is the Molboro. Sometimes they're known as Oscars, sometimes Molbo, but most people tend to know these towering tentacle terrors as Molboros. They've clearly earned a distinctive presence in the Final Fantasy franchise with their signature move Bad Breath and a litany of other status ailments that quickly reduce the unwary heroic adventurers to, well, piles of goop. It turns out that Molboros have actually been in the Final Fantasy series for a long, long time. They first showed up in the original Final Fantasy II. Not the North American Final Fantasy II, which is technically Final Fantasy IV. We're talking the NES Final Fantasy II. So they first showed up there, then they showed up again in Final Fantasy IV and VI, and they've shown up in pretty much every single Final Fantasy game and spin-offs ever since. There was even a secret Molboro hidden in the Mario Hoops game. It's a special level in the basketball-themed game on the DS. So if you got hit by their purpley stinky breath in that game, it actually gave you poison and slowed your character down. Now, over this long run, Molboros have kept surprisingly consistent in their appearance. You can clearly describe them as a unadailing herbal coughed up from the pits of plant hell, or a giant tentacle, hentai monster. Haha. There's also another description of them being a sea of Nibe with the trimming of a tic-tac. Either way, they've mostly been shown as massive tentacles surrounding a giant mouth with yet more tentacles for legs and eyes. Where they've had eyes, they usually mount them to pretty much around the mouth, so that way they can, I guess, see what they eat, and eat what they see? There is some debate, though, of where the name originally came from, however. The popular theory is that the name is an allusion to the Marlboro brand of cigarettes, and many people think that the R between the A and the L is meant to match the brand spelling. The Latin word mal generally translates as bad, and the word boros is breath. So Latin Marlboro technically means bad breath, given the cloud of noxious fumes these guys tend to cough off. That's a rather accurate explanation. And if you also notice, the original trailer for Final Fantasy XIV and the original intro actually had the main character, the Midlander. Most people on the forums tend to refer to him as Derplander. I'm not exactly sure why. But anyways, he's shown fighting a Molboro there with a few other people. So I suggest checking it out if you haven't had a chance to check out that original cutscene. Well, that's all we have for today's show. As always, you can leave any positive or negative comments in the box below. You can follow me on Twitter. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And you can leave any suggestions, comments, or screenshots over on the Lodestone official topic through the YouTube private messaging, on Twitter, or any other method that you have to contact me. This is Nell Celestine, bidding you adieu.